The player we will be talking about in today's video is one of the more fun guys to talk about of every single season since Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes have joined the Detroit Lions. Now, Calais Campbell, he is by far, and I mean by far, the oldest person in the NFL that plays the defensive end position. He is huge and very, very old. Kind of should be in a senior home, honestly. He's 6'8", extremely tall. I believe he is the tallest defensive lineman, let alone defensive end in the NFL. Very decent size, 282. I believe he used to be in the 300s, but I'm pretty sure he's lost a lot of weight over the past couple of seasons. He's listed as a defensive tackle here, but in my opinion, he's more of a defensive end at this point in his career because he can't eat up the run like he used to. It's still decent in the run game, but just not quite as good as he used to be. He's 38 years old, like I said. Will be turning 39 once the season starts. Former second-round pick back in 2008. Pick 50 overall by the Arizona Cardinals. This guy is a future Hall of Famer, no doubt about it. And Calais Campbell, we signed Tyson Alualu back 2 seasons ago in 2023. He was, I believe, 36 at the time. He was drafted after Calais Campbell, so just to put that into perspective. Tyson Alualu, I believe, was drafted in 2009. So Calais Campbell, extremely old, but his production is still there. You watch the film, you look at the stats, his production is still there. 5 sacks this past season, a forced fumble. He's very consistent. He's not what he used to be in terms of he's going to get you 10 plus sacks this season. That's not what he's going to get you anymore. But he is still very consistent in the area that he's going to get you 5 to 7 sacks a season. And what do you know? That's better than any guy we have on our roster besides Aiden Hutchinson and Zadarius Smith. His first season with the Cardinals, extreme letdown. Very, very extreme letdown. By far, probably his worst career season. Played every single game, did not have a sack, 1 forced fumble, 1 pass deflected. However, in 2009, picked up it a little bit. 16 games, played every single game, 7 sacks, forced fumble, 5 passes deflected. 2010, missed 1 game, 6 sacks, and a fumble recovery, 2 passes deflected. 2011, his best season so far, 16 games played, 8 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, fumble recovery, a pick, 10 passes deflected. 2012, I'm going to have to run through this, by the way, because, look how long this list is. 2012, played 13 games, 6.5 sacks, 6 passes deflected. 2013, 16 games played, 9 sacks, a forced fumble, 2 fumble recoveries, 6 passes deflected. 2014, played 14 games, 7 sacks, forced fumble, interception, 3 passes deflected. 2015, played every single game, 5 sacks, a fumble recovery, and 3 passes deflected. 2016, his last season with the Cardinals. 16 games played, 8 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, 3 fumble recoveries, a pick, and 6 passes deflected. Then he went to the Jags, I believe, in a trade. Played every single game, his best career season by far, 14.5 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, a fumble recovery, and 3 passes deflected. 2018, played every single game, another great season, 10.5 sacks, a forced fumble, fumble recovery, 2 passes deflected. Last season with the Jaguars, played every single game, 6.5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, a fumble recovery, and an interception. 1 passes deflected. Then he, I believe, signed with the Ravens. I don't think he got traded. I believe he signed with the Ravens, missed 4 games, had 4 sacks, and 6 passes deflected. 2021, missed 2 games because we switched to the 17-game season, 1.5 sacks, a fumble recovery, 1 pass deflected. Last season with the Ravens back in 2022, 14 games played, missed 3, 5.5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, and 2 passes deflected. Then he signed with the Falcons back in 2023, played every single game, 6.5 sacks, forced fumble, fumble recovery, and 1 pass deflected. Then this offseason, very late into the offseason, I believe a month or 2 before the offseason began, signed with the Dolphins, played every single game, 5 sacks, a forced fumble, and 5 passes deflected. Throughout his, it seems like, 15-year career plus, has had 110.5 sacks, 18 forced fumbles, 13 fumble recoveries, 3 interceptions, and 63 passes deflected. Oh my god, that took like 3 minutes to go through. That was the longest list I've ever read. Calais Campbell is the guy the Lions have to take a look at, in my opinion, 100%. I'm exhausted just reading through that. My voice, I'm about to lose my voice just reading through that right now. I don't know if you can hear my voice, but it feels like I'm losing it right now. Calais Campbell, his market value, pretty reasonable, but I don't even think he gets this just because he's trying to win a Super Bowl. He's never won a Super Bowl in his career, I believe, in his 15-year career or whatever it is. His market value is 1 year, $7.06 million, which is $7.1 million per season. That put him 27th among defensive ends and 290th in the NFL rank. So, Calais Campbell, the Lions have to take a look at. He signed a very cheap deal, matter of fact, last season with the Miami Dolphins. Keep in mind, he was coming off of a 6.5 sack season with the Falcons. He signed with the Dolphins very late into the season. June 18th, signed a 1 year, I don't know if you can see it, $2 million contract with the Dolphins. Extremely cheap. And when he came from Baltimore and signed with the Falcons, he only signed a 1 year, $7 million deal. Coming off of another very good season where I believe he had 6 sacks. So, Calais Campbell, he's just trying to win a Super Bowl at this point in his career. I expect him to get around the same amount that he got with the Dolphins last season, maybe slightly more, maybe around 3 or 4 million. But this is a guy, in my opinion, I know the guy is nursing home, senior home age, but the Lions, if you're trying to win a Super Bowl, you're trying to get there and finally win a Super Bowl, you have to, and I mean, this is not even like a chance to look at, you have to sign him. You're going to lose Levi, in my opinion, this offseason, especially for what his market value and what he's probably going to go for, which is an insane amount for Levi. You're going to lose some guys on that defensive line. But Calais Campbell can play both defensive tackle and defensive end. He can be the defensive tackle to start the season to replace McNeil, who's probably going to miss the third half of the season with the torn ACL. He can be the defensive tackle 2 behind Rear to start the season. Then once McNeil comes back, if Rear is still healthy, he can become the new DT3 to replace Levi, or you can move him more to the defensive end position to help rush the passer with Smith, Hutch, and whoever's healthy at that point in the season. So, Calais Campbell, the Lions have to take a look at, in my opinion, 100%. This video is getting a little bit longer than what I wanted to, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. But that's just, in my opinion, what the Lions should do. Actually, he has played more than 15 years. Look at this. I didn't know that. He has played 17 seasons in the NFL. I believe Tom Brady played around 23. So, I mean, like, maybe he can get up to that point, but the Lions have to take a look at him 100%. Let's bring the senior home citizen in, sign him up, help him win a Super Bowl, get his first Super Bowl ring. Let's do it, Brad Holmes. For extremely cheap, one pride, go Lions. Sign him up, man.